Hello, MPS family. It's your girl, Renice Washington, aka Wellness Queen. This week, I am joined by the incomparable, the fantastic, and dynamic Caitlin Miner, the principal of MHS, Manchester High School. And this week, we are going to be discussing conferences, but along the lines of, as staff, how can we mentally kind of prepare for that? And then as administration, how they can support themselves and their staff as we go through this. So thank you for joining us, Caitlin.
Thanks, Renice. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So let's get into it. All right, everybody. So we know it's conference time, right? Regardless of your grade level, most of us are engaging in conferences. And depending on your subject, your grade level, your years of experience, it can cause you to feel a variety of feelings, from anxious to excited, to irritable, to really stressed. Depending on the time and the day, conferences can kind of put a little extra strain on our already busy schedules. And so it really is important to recognize, A, what are you feeling as you're recognizing conferences are approaching? And B, kind of do your own internal work to figure out, do I need to emotionally regulate before I meet with parents and discuss some of these things? And if so, what are some of the ways that I want to do that? So that's one of the ways that we can kind of be aware of our feelings and managing them as we deal with conferences. All right, so with that being said, Caitlin, I'm super interested to know, as somebody who's been in the building for a number of years and also leads the building for a number of years, how do you kind of support staff during this time of conferences?
So I appreciate the fact that Matt, reminds administrators that this is, another kind of expectation for teachers, another thing for them to think about during the week, and suggest that we cancel PLC, cancel other meetings. That gives teachers space, I think, to kind of also just prepare mentally and emotionally for how to approach parents, to feel prepared when you're walking in, because it's not just showing up maybe at 1:15 that day, but it's showing up knowing who's in front of you, having thought about the child, and being ready to kind of partner with parents. And I think if it's a stressful time, it's a good opportunity to say, I don't have to know everything about this kiddo, but it's a really great opportunity for me to partner with this parent, better understand. And sometimes I think parents like to hear some of the other tidbits about their child, how they are socially in the room, how they collaborate with their friends, what they find funny, if they're chatty or not, in addition to the academic component of how they're doing in math class, for example.
I love that. There is an operational component, which is like getting rid of like certain tasks or delaying certain tasks for a little bit, but also the personal and interpersonal, which is about reframing how you are looking at this situation and then see it for an opportunity as a collaboration as opposed to something that could be bad. So I appreciate that.
I think so. It's easy for me as an administrator to think, it's just an hour and a half. The time is replaced in another way that week, but it's more than that. there's a emotional and preparation factor, and if there are things that I can do as an administrator to help teachers feel comfortable and confident going in, I should think about that and be prepared to do that.
Absolutely. And so to wrap up today's video, whether you are somebody engaging in conferences or somebody kind of supporting the functioning of the conferences or the organization and the people, who are in them, there are so many components to hit, from the personal, which is, kind of reflecting on your own emotional regulation and thoughts about how you feel, the interpersonal, making sure that you are collaborating with other teachers or your administration to make sure you are prepared for this meeting, and then the operational, which looks like where we can kind of take off the load to better prepare for this. Where are we and how are we, right? And so I'm wishing luck to everyone as they wrap up conferences, and I really want to thank you, Caitlin, for A, being an example, B, being open to feedback whenever. That's one of the things that I really adore about you. And lastly, just for being willing to kind of try something to support staff. It means a lot.
Thanks, Renice.
Thanks, everyone. It's been great.